here in the field drinking coffee and having
We have a small meat and cheese spread platter.
what's it called? Charcuterie?
It's just a meat and cheese platter.
Yeah.
And we decided to shoot outdoors for a different feel, for a different vibe. For the coming content that we will share, it's just chill. It's just being ourselves, enjoying each other's company, and with you guys. This is our spread, and we have Bernice pandesal.
It's just from a neighbor, pandesal, and some breadsticks and some sesame crackers. And what are the cheeses?
So the cheeses I got, there's camembert, there's brie, and there's Gouda, and there's cheddar. It's just basic like cheeses to get for a platter. And we have salami, which is our only
our
meat.
favorite.
Yes, and we have some my aunt. My aunt.
They're friendly ants. They're not the
Oh,
ones that
really?
bite.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
bigger
big.
black ones, they don't bite.
So that's our spread. We're gonna eat while we do our discussion of the second episode. If you guys want to keep on watching, stay with us. Grab your coffee, grab a drink, read, or whatever you want to do while listening to this episode, because we are going to be talking about moving forward. So are you the type to move on easily?
From problems or from people?
Everything.
From everything.
Yeah.
I used to be a person that holds a very long
Grudge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hold grudges talaga before. And I still do, but I'm learning not to. And I'm slowly learning to forgive and to not hold grudges. But it's still a struggle kasi all my life I've been used to holding grudges or to being mad at people.
For me, before, it was harder. So I kind of agree na it takes a while, especially let's say it's a breakup or a family member that you can't get a hold of, that you really don't know how to process the guilt, the pain. So it takes time nga because it's also the pride that's inside of us. Back then, it would take me like a while talaga to get over something. But now, it's easier because of course, we accept it and we don't hold grudges anymore. Like, we know why. Like, what's the cause of it.
Was there like a turning point for you na you were like, oh, I don't want to hold grudges anymore? You started to like try to go to a different direction.
I've had a lot of breakthroughs in life. I've always been in this certain cycle, and I've shared that with Bernice, that when you notice something, when you notice something's not right anymore, something isn't going in the right place anymore, and you know that you're feeling guilty more and more day by day, parang nanghihinayang ka and bumibigat na yung feeling mo. You know that what you're doing is wrong. So it, in terms of like even with holding grudges, or if it's going through something talaga, in those situations, it made me take a step and do my part. Like, how can I improve? How can I manage to actually deal with these things? Not in a way na I'm destroying myself, but of course that I'm going to slowly get better in those areas. What's your take on that?
I totally agree with you. Yung dun sa point na it really weighs you down. And there's a point na you just don't want to hold grudges anymore because it really takes a toll on you. And it really affects you every day, even though it doesn't affect anyone else and no one even remembers it. Siguro, I used to be so easily annoyed because I hold grudges.
Yeah.
And I don't want that for me. And I don't want to live my life like that. So I guess that's the turning point then. For my old self, I thought I was okay. You know, I thought I knew everything. I thought like I was the top of my class. I was doing everything. I was captain of the swim team. I was the treasurer of student council. I was in theater. I was in everything. I didn't realize until now that actually my life wasn't okay. Because when you're in it, you think, oh, your life is nice. But now that I look at it, now that I'm in that place of being content and being
aware,
at peace with,
having awareness,
yeah, and especially the having peace with God. Having that peace with God, you can see the change talaga from my old self that was so busy, that was trying to chase my career, trying to become the best version of myself by myself and by my own doing. Grabe talaga yung I didn't know I was unhappy. I thought that I thought happiness was chasing your dreams and achieving them.
Dreams are just dreams.
Yeah.
If you want to make it happen, it's gonna happen. I know what Bernice is talking about, the past, that I thought I had full control of my life. If I wanted this, I can have it. If I wanted someone, I could have that person. But that was my mistake for like the longest time. Growing up, during my teen years, and as I've gone into this relationship and another relationship, and now in this time and season that I'm really like preserving myself, my singleness. When we look back, it's, dang, I was like that. Like, I handled the situation like this. Like, I was so angry for what? I was so drained for what? Because of how we're aware now and we are more accepting and forgiving and now we're hopeful. I think that is also key in moving forward. We don't know how long it would take for other people to like get over something or someone, especially if it's grieving or if it's losing someone. A breakup or any event that's huge in a family.
Forgiveness doesn't, you can't do it on your own. You can't forgive someone when you ask yourself, we're selfish people. We don't want to forgive.
We don't.
But it's true what they say na it's really God's strength that you can forgive. Because it's so hard to forgive.
It really is. It's so hard. Imagine if we're distant from God, life would be so different. I think I'd still be the same as I was in the past, na like full of grudges or super mad at like the simplest thing. It's just so different na you really need God. You really need guidance to move forward, to step forward. Not go through the same things again. You know na you're going through a cycle.
Yeah, it's about humbling yourself to accept help from God, to forgive. It's about humbling yourself that God is higher than you. Kasi we're born to think that we're the leaders of our lives, that we're in charge, that we have all control. And the world tells us, everyone tells us that we should have control because that's what it means to be successful. Being humble and submitting to God. Grabe, there's so many things.
It's like the best thing you could do right now, if not now, gradually. If you're struggling with faith, kasi nowadays, diba, what people or the youths struggle with is, how do they cope? Do they cope with alcohol? Do they cope with drugs? What do they cope with? What is their like God? Or who do they lean on to if they struggle? Or who are they when they're mad? That's what should be talked about and cared for, especially for those who are struggling. Na they should hear something din na, no, you don't have any other way. This is the only way and God can actually help us with that. It's everyone's own timing then.
Yeah.
That's what I always say like with my friends na when we struggle to pray for someone or hope na they change, but it's okay kasi God's handling their hearts naman.
And we're not saying that we're perfect. We're just saying that I'm saying that I'm saying that we fully submitted to God.
Yeah.
And that submission comes with so much relief. He carries the weight of your life. That's the best thing that we did to move forward. And the thing is, we're on different journeys, but somehow we still connected from time to time. It's God's perfect timing for everyone. It's for everyone to experience if they want it, and if they don't want, then sooner or later. Getting triggered is actually a good thing. There's a wound, and you're opening the wound, and you're allowing it to heal. That's what getting triggered means. What I meant about the trigger, if you're never triggered, you're never healing anything. And there's a saying that I love. Stephanie Gretzinger said it. Whenever there's a mess, something good will come out of it because you're healing whatever made the mess.
If you're not struggling, you won't grow. We learn a lot. We're so flawed, but God is He's so forgiving, and He loves that we are humbled enough and humble enough to address what we can to Him and just lean on to Him because that's what helped us now. It's still different for everyone else, but it's a matter of learning talaga from where you're coming from.
Thank you for joining us here, and I hope that you come with us next time and that you go on this journey with us. And bye-bye.